Hello guys, welcome back to our part 4 of our basic Lightning Web Component course. Today we're gonna talk about data binding in Lightning Web Component. Let's see what we're gonna cover in this part. First we talk about what is the data binding, then we talk about the types of data binding, and after that we talk about a one-way data binding and then the two-way data binding and see few examples of a one-way and two-way data binding. What is data binding in Lightning Web Component? So data binding in the Lightning Web Component is just how JavaScript controller of Lightning Web Component is interact with the HTML template of a LWC file, that is Lightning Web Component. There is a two type of a data binding. One is first is one way data binding. The second is two way data binding. So let's see first the theory of the one way data binding. One way data binding is a condition where the information flow in one direction, that is from the JavaScript controller to HTML template. Like in the last example, we see hello greeting and the greeting equal to code iconics we given in the JavaScript controller. So that's what it's flowing from hello greeting from the JavaScript controller to the HTML one. So this is called a one-way data binding. Let's see what is a two-way data binding. Two-way data binding is a condition where the information flow in both directions, that is from JavaScript controller to HTML template, as well as from HTML template to JavaScript controller. In last video, we also see that when we given a one input box, at that input box, when we enter any name, then that name is travel to the JavaScript controller, and then that name is also displayed on the HTML template. So like if we enter anything in that given white box in the HTML template, it will goes to the JavaScript controller and that will be displayed as a greeting in the HTML template. So that is a two-way data binding. Let's see few examples of a one-way and two-way data binding so that we can understand that how we interact with JavaScript and HTML template. So I open a VS Code. As you can see, we developed the last first web component HTML and web component.js and first web component.js meta file. We work on this in the last lecture. So let's create a new one for that. Let's create a new Lightning Web component. For that, let's hit Control Shift P and search for the create Lightning Web component. The first one link, we click on that. Let's give the name to that is data binding in LWC, and we choose the default folder. So let's wait for that. Yeah, it is created. So you can see the JS file is created and the HTML file is also created. So let's divide the screen in two parts. So the first part is our template and the second part is our JavaScript. So we let's write our template first. So we use a lightning card for that, so that our data look clean in the uh, org. Therefore, I am using a lightning card for the styling purpose. You can also use that lightning card. And let's give the title to one way data binding. Let's give a icon name also. Icon name, it's just what icon will be shown before the title. So I will choose one custom icon, custom one, and in inside the lightning card will take one SLDS for padding. So I let's choose that div class SLDS P around. Let's choose medium. So I'm just using a SLDS for showing a data clean in the Salesforce org. So let's use hello and the name which we are going to pass in that. Let's around that in the P tag, and in the lightning, let's go to the JS file, and in that I will just pass the name for now, and name equal to, let's say, Avnish semicolon, and save that. Let's check for the metadata file that it contain all the, so it is not exposed, so we'll make that expose equal to true, and we'll give the targets. The first target will be lightning underscore app page, and the next target will be lightning underscore record page. The next target will be lightning underscore home page. So let's deploy this in our Salesforce org. So I will choose that and will deploy this to our org. You can see it's successfully deployed in our org. Let's open our org. So we open our org and there is a component which we created in the last one, but let's add our new component in the page by clicking a edit page, and let's go there and just drag our new component. After the today's task, let's do there and save that. And let's go back and preview that. So you can see our one-way data binding. This is the title which we are given, and it's hello Avnish. So if we go back to our VS Code and explain the code, so in the code you can see I have given a parameter their name, and this name is coming from a JavaScript. So this is a one-way data binding in which the JavaScript is passing a value to the HTML template and will displaying on the Salesforce org. Let's develop out the second example there, and for that let's use the same one. So let's say we are going to use HR, and let's create the same here by copying and pasting that. Let's say it's a two-way data binding, and in that let's say hello, and okay, let's give us a one input p. What is your name? So in that I will pass a one lightning input, writing input type text, and the name equal to your name, and value equal to, let's give it a new line so that we have our indentation. So it's equal to your name, and let's say on change, and give that change handler. Change handler. Or we can do that, we can also pass the label. Let's say label equal to what is your name. So we can remove that for now, and so we have created that. And let's say P display our scenarios. My given name is, and that we can display your name. Save it. Let's go to the JavaScript controller. Let's pass one default your name. I'm just saying default your name is a hello, and let's create an event for that which can give a value to that. So now let's create one change handler as we have given that one method here, you can see. So change handler event is dot your name equal to event dot target dot value. Let's save it, and let's deploy this component in our Salesforce org. So you can see it's successfully deployed in Salesforce org. Let us open our org. Let's refresh it and see the result. So you can see the two-way data binding in that the name given name is hello. So if we change that, like I can give that Avnish. So it's a given name is Avnish. If I say Atul, it's a the given name is Atul. Let's see how this interacting with that and how this is happening a two-way. Let's open our VS Code and see that. So in VS Code, you can see I'm just asking for the name, and when this name come up there, it will goes to the change handler there when someone enter the value, and this name is set back and go back to our HTML template. So this is what a data binding in two-way in Lightning Web Component. Thanks for watching this series. Uh, Thanks for watching this part. In the next part, we will discuss about the conditional rendering. Like and subscribe for more. Thank you.